This is an Avocado Media presentation.
Welcome to Breaking You Down. This is a subsidiary podcast of Avocado Media's podcast You, which is a first-person psychological thriller. And on this podcast, we discuss the events and happenings of You. I am the voice actor for the first season of You. My name is Victor Muligisa, and on this show, I sit down with, leaders of industry, people who are flourishing in their various fields. Today is no different, as I am sitting down with a top-tier Zambian a top-tier African lyricist, I'm talking about where you put Proverb, where you put Double H, where you put the greatest of the greats, M.I., where you put Manifest.
He's lying.
That's where I put this guy, even though he pretends to be like a modest guy and whatever. So anyway, Tim, what's up, bro?
What up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm good.
You having a good day?
Yeah, I'm having a good day, bro. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, man. So when I meet people, what I do is I play them a very dramatic show, and then thereafter record a short conversation about it with regards to the events of You. So in one word, first and foremost, what's the first feeling you came off with after the episode ended? Like, what's the theme?
Personal.
Personal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personal. Because you feel, you can relate in a very, very personal way. I guess because it's from a first person point of view.
It feels like it's you.
Yeah. It feels like someone is telling your story.
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
It's a weird video game.
Yeah.
It's like you're the person controlling, but you're controlling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. So this was created before. By the way, this episode was created before the coronavirus, right? And as it was being written, what the sort of the goal of it was to show what the effects on the human psyche would be to see a lot of death concurrently. You know what I mean? And like it's in our societies, especially as Africans, it's often mystified. It's often, you know what I mean, like looked at as something that we shouldn't be discussing in the open or whatever. But it's a fact of life. I was listening to something Mos Def said in a podcast the other day, and he was like, we're all walking in the same direction. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody who's like walking the other way. We're all walking in the same direction.
Baby, you grow up.
Yeah, like the thing's been going on. Don't panic
aspire.
about it. Yeah, it's been going on and it's still going on. It's cool. One day it's gonna end, and people don't usually like.
And that's the thing. One day it's going to end.
Yeah, and people have got their that's not what we're here to talk about. So
people have their own theories on that, but that's just it.
It's
going somewhere.
Yeah, and in our real life, right now in 2021, right, we have been exposed to a lot of death, right, and
we're almost desensitized.
Not only that, like you can see the effect, like it reflects, like if you just, for example, look at like a Twitter and like what your timeline looks like. For example, if you wake up in the morning, right, there's a lot of, it seems like it's a war zone there as well, right? Like you have to tread lightly. You don't want to hurt people. It's clicked up, you say one thing to somebody, it's on, you know what I mean? You feel like it's a reflection of like this constant being put in the face of like, oh, you're mortal, and people sort of don't know what to do about it, and they have to act out.
I think, you know, so I am not on social media much anymore. I curb my usage because of what it does to you. Right? But if you look at what's happening now, the climate on social media and what's happening in real life, you see the psychological effects of our almost desensitization to the news of death. You know, you buried a relative yesterday, you're burying another one tomorrow, so it's just like, oh,
it's part of the program.
You know, it's you can see those effects in people on social media, and you can almost feel people's pain for their desensitizing. I don't know if it makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can feel their pain for them being unable to express their pain.
You empathize.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, damn man, that part of you is not you think it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not okay. It's like a muscle, right? If you don't exercise a certain muscle, your arm's gonna like die and fall off, right? So if you're not expressing that part of you, which shows like love and kindness, you know what I mean? You're desensitizing yourself to even like feelings, and it will play out in like your relationship, right? You start to like see the like lack of ability to feel, you know? You're like,
It's a lot. What happens? The communication between your soul and your mind. Your mind to, I guess, the hub that is your soul. It's important to keep yourself healthy. Yeah.
Okay.
But with this you, at this point, I don't think there's anybody who's going to listen to it and not feel like it's them.
For real?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Because look,
that's very interesting because it was written from a very specific angle. You know what I mean? Let me tell you how like we write these. We actually draw up the characters. So the character who we wrote this around is a very, like, if you saw him, you'd be like, damn, that's such a far-fetched, eccentric, you know what I mean, type thing, you know? And for you to say that, all we do, like when we make it, is we build that up and then take away that character and leave it open-ended so that the viewer sits in that place, you know?
And also, see, the writing is very, it's the angle is good because you can relate if you're from a small town, a small city, or a small country. You know, so it's you're going to reach a wide base.
I mean, I hope so. What I hope to achieve with you is self-analysis. You know what I mean? I had a journey in life at one point. I went through like some of the most interesting stuff because I chose to start doing what I loved. You know what I mean? One day I was just like, you know what, this ain't it, and I'm out and I'm doing this, and then my life changed drastically, right? And I started growing my hair and started growing my beard, and people were like, what's going on with Critic? And then there was pictures, and then, you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on with him? But it only looks like that because you're seeing the end result. You know what I mean? You're seeing like you're only showing up on report day and looking at the report card, you know, but the whole term has been like a series of tests, right? So you're showing up on report day like, but why? And the guy's like, nah, it's been a crazy term, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is a culmination of like a lot of other things, and I'm trying to do this, and you know, like art is, you know, when you start saying things like art and spiritualism, and people will be like, my guy, you know what I mean? What's going on with you?
Bro, And that's a very important topic, and I'm glad it addresses something I'm very passionate about: mental health. Bro, nobody can break you down as good as you can break you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, most def.
I had to have that conversation with myself. You sit with yourself and you look yourself square in the eye, and you just start to break yourself down.
Like, what's going on here?
What's going on?
Why do you do this, man?
Yeah, you know, and you get to see that there's a trace. You can trace every trait.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
needed a hug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can
I needed
trace
somebody at one point and they weren't there, and now I felt like I gotta show the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You can trace it, and we're all about to be parents or are parents, or I just say, do not invalidate a kid's feelings, a child's feelings, a child's emotions are valid.
Yeah.
You know, some of us are still trying to heal from things we were told when we were 7 years old. You know, and that person probably forgot 5 minutes later. Or
yeah, man.
30 seconds later. Yeah.
It doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah. But for you, this has stayed with you.
Yeah. A person close to me recently had, I call it a reuniting with a parent, right? They got close and they had a conversation, like an honest talk, and they did this after I had one before them, and I was telling them, like, yo, that's the greatest thing, because I had to sit down with my mom, and we had like just the greatest evening, you know, like as what I consider grown-ups, you know, and we chopped it up, you know, and she was like, why you do this? And I'm like, nah, it's like this. She's like, I get it, but I would rather you did it like this. I was like, yeah, that's fair, but I don't want to do that. And she's like, I get it, like this is why you're like this, you've always been like this. I'm like, you see, so don't be spooked, you know. She's like, yeah, I just want you to be safe. I'm like, I got you, I'm safe, you know, I ain't killing nobody else here. It's all good, you know. We respectful people, we abide by the law, you know, as much as we can, you know. And he went through that situation as well, and he said it felt like he had been clenching his fist for a long time, and when he had that conversation with his dad, he said, I felt like I let my hand go for the first time, and it was like one of the dopest things I experienced as a person, you know. I was like, damn, that's cool. I'm glad you went through that, because I can relate. You know what I mean? I felt like, but I had never found the words to say it, like what it felt like to me. So when he described it, I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what it felt like.
There's a peace, a release, a sigh of relief. And so most of the time you won't even know it's there and it's bothering you. Yeah. But you will have this conversation and it's going to be addressed, and it's going to be so, and consciously you may not realize it, right? But
we don't know half of the things that are wrong with us, man.
Yeah.
We don't even know ourselves, you know. So how do you know what's wrong with you if you don't know yourself? So, and like a large portion of the population is living without these things being prioritized. Like, it shouldn't even be mental health. It's just your health. It's like, it's your brain. For me, it's like your brain is in your body. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. It's not like your brain is this thing on the side or whatever.
But I'll tell you, all of this, I'm guessing, has to do with how men have been brought up over the past few, I don't know, centuries.
Yeah, most definitely.
You see, you need to be this masculine figure. I mean, you should be masculine, but you should be this emotionless figure. Whatever it is, lack of emotion. Men don't cry. You see a boy crying, hey, toughen up.
Yeah.
Boys don't cry. But where are they taking those emotions?
Yeah.
You know, and
they're choking you to death after an argument. They're, you know.
Yeah, if they accept that, okay, men feel as well, then how am I trying to put this across?
if men become aware that the things that they think are weak, you know,
strength and vulnerability.
yeah, the things that they think make them weak, the things that have been taught to them make them weak. If they realize that those things have been taught to them to keep them in this position, because it's highly detrimental to you to remain in a cycle of self-violence. You know what I mean? You're sabotaging, you know what I mean? Even when your skill is at an all-time high, you reach a thing and then you're like, nah, I don't deserve this, because you just have no value of self.
DMX said this on Slip. He said, I want to make records, but I'm messing it up. I want to, bro.
Yeah.
I really do want
Yeah.
to, but I keep messing it up.
Yeah,
and
man.
most of the time we don't know why we do things like that.
That's dope, man. Before we close out this thing, this is rare. So, but this is like the weirdest. We're gonna throw an interview in there, man. What? I want to ask you a real one, man. I want the album, man.
Oh yeah. No, this album's coming.
I want the album.
I don't know when this is going to.
Yeah, I don't even. I just want to hide it in here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's coming.
It's coming. No features, no nothing.
Or it's here.
Oh, it's here.
I don't know when this is coming
Okay,
out.
man.
So.
How'd you feel about it? I know you've been listening to jazz, and before you go, I want to play you some Parliament Funkadelic, because that's gonna blow your mind. It's like jazz raw materials, right? It was these. Imagine if like jazz players became hippies for real, like they took off the suits. And they just went and wore like afros and did whatever they wanted to do and come out in like a chicken suit and but play the craziest riff ever, right? This was Parliament Funkadelic. It was the craziest thing I ever saw. I was chilling at my friend's place, and one day he just said, "Yo, man, you want to see a crazy thing?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Parliament Funkadelic," and he showed me this show, and it blew my mind. Yeah.
I am on it. But yeah, man.
What would you, like in closing, what would you like to close with, man? Just like a shout out.
In closing, frequencies. Music, just frequencies. The vibration of sound at different frequencies causes different things. So it is my belief, and I mean it's fact if we look at ancient biblical times, right? David played the harp and he could heal the spirit that was in Saul left him. I believe that there's frequencies that we can tune our instruments to, that if we play, we can bring peace to somebody's heart. We can do all sorts of things. I need to read on it, but I know for a fact there's they talk about the frequencies of Mother Nature. I think being 432 hertz. I think to
that's what the whales sound like. That's what the whales singing.
Yeah, like. So anyway, frequencies. I believe that's where the ultimate power is. Sound frequencies. And I'm being weird right now, but please guys, just go deep. If you do music or anything, go and check out sound frequencies and what power they have and what they can do. I'm about to get on that as well.
All right. Yeah. That's word, man. Thanks for pulling up, and shout out and God bless in your endeavors and how you move and in what you touch. I hope it flourishes. I hope it does what you wanted to do. You know, I hope it heals people. I hope it makes people feel good. You know what I mean? I hope it makes it's a solace for people in like cold nights. You know what I mean? It's people who need it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true though, because the tuning of I think it's 440 hertz. What is it? The standard frequency of music right now. is 440 hertz to I think A or C.
That's what it is.
Yes.
I wouldn't know. I didn't.
They changed
I don't
it.
know. I don't know the.
I think the early 1900s.
The hertz facts.
Right. But you need to understand that. Have you seen what sound does when you put it on a in sound frequencies on in water, sound frequencies on a stove, sound frequencies
I've seen someone drown. Yeah. I'm sure that's a joke. That's a joke. No, I've not tried any sound frequencies.
So frequencies make shapes. They make shapes. Sound has shapes.
So you're saying like you can manipulate the shapes.
Yes. So the music that we hear right now, that we listen to, the music that we listen to, is at 440 hertz.
So
you can change it, and what that does to you is it damages your brain, and in the long run. And I know, if you don't go deep into it, I sound like a nut. I'm crazy, yeah, but
I love sounding like a nut. That's my thing.
Break it down to like 432.
That's my swag. I'm the guy at the party, like, yo, there's a guy downstairs who's sounding crazy.
Yeah,
that's me. That's my vibe.
You bring it down to 432. And your brain likes it better. So now there's a debate between what's the 528 should be like the frequency of love. So now they're talking about that's probably
P Diddy better never hear this. You better never hear this. You're gonna change the whole Bad Boy album to 520 hertz.
I'm just getting into it. So
hey man, hit me up when you find something. I'm gonna dive into it as well. I'm gonna see what the hertz looks like.
No, you really should. You look at. I'll send you some links.
Okay.
I'll send you some links.
All right, man. Thanks for coming through. I hope you have all the hertzes tuned to the right frequency when you frequently frequented frequency boxes.
See you tomorrow. Trying to act like. Oh, great having you on the show, Tim. All right.
See you tomorrow. Peace, bro. Yeah.
One, two, three, four. Early in the morning, I know you'll be there, it's coming my way.
Wake up, breakfast.
Please turn up the volume on your receiver as high as it can go.
Hey guys, my name is Beans.
Hey guys, my name is Coffee.
And I think there is no rational reason Wednesday should be spelt like that.
And I think that Chihuahua is very much overrated. It was probably never meant to be food. I don't know why you guys love it so much. Probably desperate times. This is all I'm saying.
Join Coffee and Beans, Sundays on the Avocado Media Network.